G'day, your rates. Wanted to go through the answers to the revision sheet. So we start with this idea of an equation. The important thing about an equation is both sides are equal. Right? So it's going to be something that has an equal sign at its simplest. So for us to look at this, if we say in these three ones, well, this is the only one that's got an equal sign. The other's got a big greater than sign, and one doesn't have anything. It's just got the two terms. Okay, if we go down here, collecting like terms. So that's for adding things like, we can add 5x and 2x together to give us 7x, for example. We could add x squareds together. 3x squared and a 2x squared will give us 5x squared. So let's have a look at this first one. They're all x's. All the terms have got an x. We've got 4x plus 3x plus 2x. We can just add them together, just like you can add 4 cars plus 3 cars plus 2 cars. 4 and 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9x, will be the answer there. 9x. It's the worst looking 9 in the history of the world, but there you go. Next one. We can't add an x and a c together, but we can add the 5x and the 3x together. So the 5x and the 3x, that's going to give us 8x. 8x plus 5c is going to be our answer there. So for the next one, we've got a couple of like terms. We can add the x's together. So 2x minus x, that's just going to leave us 1x or x. I'm not sure why this is changing each time. So 2x minus x is going to leave us with 1x, which we just write as x, plus 12 plus 4 is going to be plus 16. They're the answers for the second one. Now we've got another equation here. Consider the following question. How many terms are there? So terms are the things multiplied together. So there can be one here, one here, and one here. So 3 terms. What is the coefficient of the first term? The coefficient's the number in front. That's also going to be 3. And what is the pronumeral? That's the letter standing for a number. In this case, it'll be x. So they're our answers for the second one. Okay, now we've got a little bit of time. How many seconds in 12 minutes? Well, we've got 12 minutes, and each minute has 60 seconds in it. So it's going to be 12 times 60, which I think is going to equal 720. How many minutes in 15 hours? So it's going to be 15 multiplied by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So it's going to be 900 minutes there. How many seconds in a day? Someone was complaining about this today, having to work this out, being a little bit too hard. I might have to use my calculator for this. But there's going to be 60 seconds in a minute, and 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in a day. So let's just quickly do the maths of this. We've got 60 times 60 times 24, and that's 86,400 seconds, which ironically took a number of seconds, so you'd have even less than that if you spent time calculating how many seconds there are in a day. But that's what you're going to do. 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours in a day. How many hours in a week? It's going to be, well, there's 7 days, and there's 24 hours in a day. So it's going to be 140. So 720 is 140. 7 4s, 28. So it's going to be 168. But I'm just going to double check that it doesn't. Let's just double check that. So 24 times 7 is 168. So we passed that one. 24-hour time. 24-hour time is where rather than having AM and PM, we write everything from 0 o'clock at midnight through to 23:59, 1 minute before midnight. So 6 AM, we're going to write that as 0 6 o'clock, that's 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's going to be 6 hours into the day, 0600. 11 a.m. That's also going to be in the morning, so we don't have to add the 12 hours to that. So it's just going to be 11. 11.00. The next one, 2:30 in the afternoon. In the afternoon, we've got to add 12 hours to it, so it's going to be 14:30, so 14 hours and 30 minutes into the day. And adding 12 hours to just before midnight, 11:47 p.m. is going to be 23:47. That's our 24-hour time there. Daylight saving time. Daylight saving time means that times in somewhere like Sydney or Melbourne compared to Brisbane during summer are 1 hour ahead. So they're an hour further through the day to give themselves a little bit more sunlight. So let's have a look at this first one. If the time is 4 a.m. in Sydney, they're going to be 1 hour ahead, so it's only going to be 3 a.m. Sorry, that's poorly written, 3 a.m. in Brisbane. 3 p.m. in Sydney is only going to be 2 p.m. in Brisbane time, because they're going to be an hour ahead. 12:30. 12:30 is just in the afternoon, so in Brisbane, it's going to be 11:30 a.m. And the last one, 12:30 a.m. Tuesday in Brisbane. So they're going to be, Sydney, it's 12:30 a.m. On Tuesday. It's going to be an hour earlier, so it's only going to be 11:30 p.m. Monday in Brisbane. 1 hour earlier. Okay, let's have a look at these different terms, these different sums that we've got to work with here. I'll give myself a little bit more room as we go through and explain how we do this. These ones down the bottom are divide ones. So the first one, 2y times 3. So for this one, we can multiply the 2 and the 3 together. It's just going to give us 6. So the answer is going to be 6y. For the next one, the 2 and the 3 can multiply together. 2 times 3 is 6. So that's going to be the first part of getting an answer here. But we've got y times y. And y times y is the same as y squared. Y times y equals y squared. Next one, 3y squared. Let's see if there's a 3y squared times 4. So 3 times 4 is going to equal 12. And y squared times y. Y squared is y times y times y squared is y times y, and times by y again, you're going to get y cubed. The next one is a divided by. 4y divided by 2. Well, they've got a common factor of 2 that we can work on here. So at the top, 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 2 divided by 2 down the bottom equals 1. So the answer is going to be 2y divided by 1, which just equals 2y. For the next one, 4y squared. I might just write this out. Just write this out so we're getting the whole lot. 4y squared divided by 2y. So there's a common factor between the 2 and the 4 here. We can divide both the top and the bottom by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is going to give us 2. 2 divided by 2 is just going to give us 1. Y squared divided by y, that's y times y divided by y. There's a common factor of y in both the top and the bottom. Y squared divided by y is just going to give us with y. And y down the bottom divided by y is just going to give us 1. So our answer is going to be 2y. For the next one, I think the easiest way to do this is to write it all together. Let's put all the like terms together. So let's say we've got 2ac, so 2 times 3 times, then there's 2 a's, a times c times c, all divided by 6, a times a times c. So there's a bunch of things that will cancel out. At the top, 2 times 3 is 6, and down the bottom, that is also 6. They're just going to cancel out. Our 2 a's are both going to cancel out, and 2 of the c's are going to cancel out. So actually what we're left with is just c. Now we've got some questions where we're going to find the length of time between different times. And I want to just go through my thinking into how I do this, because I don't think we've been setting this out and going through it quite as clearly as we should. So if we start at 10:30 a.m., the first thing I want to do is find out the time from 10:30 till 11. And that is going to be, there's going to be 30 minutes. So that's the first thing. Now the number of hours from 11 till 4 p.m. And we can count them out. We can do whatever you want. It's going to be 5 hours. So that's 5 hours. And then finally, from 4 to 4:25, that is going to be 25 minutes. So what we can do is we can add those things together and we get 5 hours, 55 minutes. Let's have a look one where the time is a little bit longer even. Okay, this one here. Give ourselves a little bit more room. So here we can say, okay, 2:30 till 3 p.m. till the next hour, 2:30 till 3 p.m. That's 30 minutes. So we have 30 minutes here. And then we've got from 3 p.m. till 3 p.m. the next day. So that's all the way from Tuesday to Wednesday. Well, we know there's exactly 24 hours in a day. 24 hours there. And finally, we've got from 3 p.m. to 3:45, which is another 45 minutes. So we add all these together, we're going to get 24 hours and 75 minutes. And the trick here, of course, is that 75 minutes is more than an hour. So we take the 60 minutes out and make it 25 hours and 15 minutes. Now we have to do a couple of questions with the distribution law. Now we'll probably do these one after each other. So the first one is 5 times 2x plus 9. So here we go, multiply 5 by the first term and 5 by the second term in the brackets. So it's going to equal 5 times 2x is 10x, 5 times 9 is 45. That's the first one. Next one's much the same. We've got 2x outside of a brackets x minus 3. So we're going to multiply 2x by x and 2x by minus 3. 2x by x is going to be 2x squared. We've got to be careful we're multiplying by minus 3, so it's going to change it to a negative sign times minus 6x. And the last one's a little bit trickier. We've got 2x, x plus 2 plus 2x plus 3. So we multiply the first term out first. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 plus 4x plus 2 times x plus 2x plus 2 times 3 is 6. And we've got some simplification because of 4x and a 2x, just like 4 cars and 2 cars equal 6 cars. 4x plus 2x is going to equal 6x. So we're going to end up with 2x squared plus 6x plus 6 as our answer for that question there.